I own a lot of video games, so you might think I've played most, if not all of them. But like many other people, I have too many games that go unplayed. With this channel, I aim to slowly but surely change that by reviewing the games in my backlog. But sometimes there are games that come out which disrupt what we're currently playing. On December 7th, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out and completely derailed the game I was playing for the next Mega Backlog episode. And this is something that has happened to me many times over the years. There are certain game series that, just by name alone, make me drop whatever game I'm playing and start playing it instead. No game series is guiltier of this than Super Smash Bros. For me. In later videos, I'll detail how older Smash games disrupted my playthroughs and sent games to the backlog that may not have deserved it. But in this video, I want to detail the game that's distracting me right now. First off, for those of you who don't know much about Super Smash Bros., it's a fighting game featuring Nintendo's well-known mascots, as well as a few obscure and even third-party characters thrown into the mix. Rather than being a traditional fighting game with health bars, the object in Smash Bros. Is usually to knock your opponent off the screen. The controls are like a hybrid of a 2D platformer and traditional fighting game. With every release of Super Smash Bros., there's some kind of new hook. The original drew us in with the spectacle of some of video games' greatest icons duking it out. Super Smash Bros. Melee doubled the roster size and caters to the more skilled crowd with its blazing speed. Super Smash Bros. Brawl had the most extensive single-player mode in the entire series and was first to introduce third-party characters. Smash Bros. 4 had a portable option since it came out for both the Wii U and 3DS, while addressing some huge gameplay issues with Brawl. This new rendition, though, it aims to be the ultimate version by including every single character to ever appear in the series. This made me very happy because one of my favorite characters to use wasn't included in Smash 4, Wolf from Star Fox. This game also introduced some exciting new characters. Ridley from Metroid, King K. Rool from Donkey Kong Country, the Inklings from Splatoon, and the Belmonts from Castlevania. Now if only we could get Banjo-Kazooie in the upcoming DLC. Or maybe I'm asking for a little too much. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate also has more levels and music than any other game in the series. Customizable matches, various gameplay modes, and even has its own dedicated story mode if that's the kind of thing that you're into. I haven't touched Worlds of Light just yet, but I'm sure I'll get to it at some point. Me personally, I like to duke it out one-on-one with the items off. I'm far from being a pro, but I feel I'm at least intermediate and like to test my skills against people that are on a similar level. The appeal of Super Smash Bros. As a series is that it can be both a party game and competitive fighter. If you play with 4 players and the items on, it often feels like even newcomers stand a chance at winning. But one-on-one without items, it's all about the skill. That's why I enjoy how in this game you can create your own custom set of rules for certain situations. If I'm facing someone that's skilled one-on-one, I choose one rule set that don't have the items on. If I have friends over who aren't as experienced, I still want them to have a good time, so the items stay on and I choose a different rule set. My first impression of the game is that it has far more edge and speed to it than Smash Bros. 4 and Brawl, but not quite as much as Melee. The game punishes players who use the same old strategies. For instance, if you keep roll dodging, you eventually become so slow that you're an easy target. If players air dodge, they face a significant amount of lag that leaves them wide open to a second attack. It has also become easier than ever to punish players who just hang out on the ledge. The computer opponents in this game are tough as nails compared to previous entries. I could handle level 9 bots with ease in Smash 4, but in Ultimate, I need to play as my best characters just to beat them, and even that is no guarantee. The AI seems to pick up on my strategies all the time, so the same thing that killed them earlier on in the match usually gets dodged or blocked in the second attempt. Interestingly enough, certain characters when being unlocked seem to go beyond level 9, or at least they felt a lot tougher than level 9 to me. I died several times trying to unlock some of the same fighters over and over again. There were a few matches where I felt very lucky to win it all. I was worried that it was a lack of skill on my part, but a quick Google search told me that this was a common thing among the fanbase. It got me thinking, were the developers trying to invoke a sense of nostalgia by making some unlocks extremely difficult battles? I hadn't been this tense unlocking someone since the original Super Smash Bros. Another interesting part of this game is that everyone feels strong now. Very few characters feel nerfed, and most feel like they got increased attack strength from the previous games. For instance, Pichu was a joke character in Melee, but in his triumphant return to Ultimate, he has become the bane of my existence. I kid you not, I have more trouble against Pichu than any other character in this game so far. In fact, I have a lot of trouble against floaty, fast characters. Kirby, Meta Knight, Pikachu, Pichu, Yoshi, and Jigglypuff all feel incredibly difficult to hit, but also possess deadly attacks. But I like that everyone feels deadly. It makes characters that I had previously acknowledged as bad in the old games feel good again. Never before had I felt confident playing as Donkey Kong, Bowser, or Mewtwo, but in this game, they're solid contenders. Balancing a fighting game is a tough thing to do, and I don't doubt that there are some overpowered characters in Ultimate, but very few of them actually feel weak. I haven't had a chance to play online because I despise paying money to do so, which Nintendo has recently started enforcing. There may come a day where I buckle and pay the mere $20 a year that it costs, but it is not this day. So then, what is it that makes me drop everything to play Super Smash Bros. When it comes out once a video game generation? Well, the fact that it's a once per generation event makes it feel more special for sure, but I think a part of it is also the pick up and play nature of fighting games. Once you get beyond the button mashing in a fighting game, playing it every once in a while feels like riding a bike. You never truly forget how it works. When a new version of a favorite fighting game series comes out, I always want to play it immediately because I'm curious to see if my favorite characters made it, how new characters play, and what new mechanics they gave us to play around with this time. The sheer spectacle of getting to put Ridley up against Samus or King K. Rool up against Donkey Kong was already enough to draw me in. But when I saw Starwolf was making his big return, my hype went through the roof. It took me some time, but I'm starting to get the hang of things. I've been practicing probably for an hour or two a day at least, so when I do eventually play against friends who are more serious about Smash Bros., I'll be ready. Hopefully. At any rate, as of this video, I've gotten back to playing the game for my next Mega Backlog episode. I thought rather than playing the new Smash Bros. And leaving everyone in the dark about what was taking so long for the next episode, that making a video about it would be more fun and productive. Are there any game series that make you drop whatever you're playing so you can experience it on the day that it's released? Let me know in the comments below.